Hi everybody, welcome to today's literacy lesson. As always, make sure that you've got your pen, pencil, paper, whatever you used to write with, and that you've got it all ready so that we can start with our vocab blast. So today's vocab blast, we are starting a new book today, so we've got some new words to look at. Let's look at them one at a time. Are we ready? Okay, fantastic. So our first word today, we've got the word willow. I'll say it and then you can say it. Willow, willow, willow. Fantastic. This is a picture of a willow. It is a type of tree that usually grows by the water. So we can see the tree here and you can see how its leaves are in like long, thin ribbons that like come down from the tree. That's what a willow is like, and you can see it's growing by the water. So this is a willow tree. What type of tree is it? It's a willow. Fantastic. Our next one, we've got two people looking at each other and they look very in love. They're staring at each other. This word is gazed. I'll say it and then you can say it. Gazed, gazed. Gazed, gazed, gazed. Fantastic. So gazed means to look at somebody steadily and intently. So you can see that they are looking at each other for a long time. They're staring at each other. That's what gazed means. What's that word again? Gazed. Fantastic. This next word, we've got two people and they're crossing their little fingers like that. They're making a promise. Promise. I'll say it. Promise. Fantastic. A promise is a declaration or assurance to do something. So I promise to be your teacher for the rest of year 2. That's a promise I'm making to you. I am assuring you that that is what's going to happen. Promise. And the last word, pearl, pearl, pearl. And I've got a picture here of lots of different types of pearl. This is a hard, shiny, sphere-shaped object that is highly prized as a gem, so people pay a lot of money for these. You can find them in jewellery. What are they? They are pearls. Fantastic. Let's see if we can remember what those are. What type of tree is this? Shout it out. A willow tree. Well done. What are these two doing? They haven't stared at each other. They have gazed at each other. Brilliant. What is this word? Putting our fingers like this. Ooh, I nearly told you. Telling somebody that you are definitely going to do something. You're going to make them a promise. Fabulous. And the last word. What are these objects called? What is this called? It's a pearl. Fantastic. Now that we know what they are, we're going to match them up. It's up to you how you would like to do this. You might want to write the word and draw the picture, or you might want to listen to me and we're going to go through them one at a time. Pause the video if you're drawing pictures. Keep listening if you're going to do this with me. Fantastic. So our first picture is a picture of a tree. Is that a pearl, willow, gazed, or promise? Shout out the word. It's a willow. Well done. Oh, that's not a very good line. Let me try again. Fantastic. We've got two people looking at each other. Is that pearl, gazed, or promise? Fantastic. It's gazed. They gazed at each other across the table. Our next one, putting our little pinkies together like this because we're going to do something. We are going to make sure that we do something. We've made our promise. Well done. Which means that the last one is pearl. Fantastic. Well done if you got all of those right. So as I said, we have now got this new book. This book is called Tadpole's Promise, and it's by Gian Willis and Tony Ross. That's our authors of the book. Okay, whilst I'm reading, you might notice some of our words from our vocab blast today, so keep your ears open and see if you can find them. Tadpole's Promise. Can you spot the tadpole? There he is. And what other creature have we got? A caterpillar. Fantastic. Where the willow meets the water. Oh, there's one of our words. There's the willow tree. Where the willow meets the water, a tadpole met a caterpillar. They gazed into each other's tiny eyes. You can see on the picture that they're gazing at each other. And they fell in love. She was his beautiful rainbow, and he was her shiny black pearl. I love everything about you, said the tadpole. You can see that he's calling her a rainbow because she's got a rainbow pattern on her body, and he is her shiny black pearl because he's a shiny black round blob, just like a pearl is. And they've fallen in love. I love everything about you, said the caterpillar. Promise you'll never change. I promise, he said. Ooh, that's a very difficult promise to make, to promise somebody that you'll never change. I wonder if Tadpole is going to be able to keep his promise. What is change? What is change? Tell somebody in the room, what is change? What does it mean? Fantastic. Change means that something has become different. It isn't the same anymore. Just like when we all get older, we start to change. You'll all start to grow taller. Your teeth will start to grow, your big teeth. And me, because I'm really old already, I'm going to get lots of wrinkles. That's how I'm going to change. No more growing tall or growing teeth for me. So Tadpole has promised that he is not going to change. Who is the other character in our story? We've got Tadpole, I've just spoken about him. Who is the other character? What are they? A caterpillar, well done. So we've got a caterpillar and a tadpole. Those are our main characters. How do you think the characters are going to change in the story? Tadpole has promised he will never change. Do you think that they might change when they grow up, just like we change when we grow up? What do you think? Write a sentence about how you think the characters are going to change. I'm going to say, I think Tadpole is going to change because he's going to get bigger. What do you think? Write a sentence about what you think. Fantastic. I'm sure we've got lots of super sentences there. So we know what a promise is now. Oh, actually, I think I've forgotten. Can you tell me what a promise is again? What is a promise? Tell somebody in the room, what is a promise? Fantastic. So a promise is when you tell someone you are definitely going to do something, you want to reassure them, you want to tell them, I'm definitely going to do this. What happens if you don't keep a promise? What happens if you don't keep a promise? Imagine, I'm sure you've all done this. What promises have you made? I might have promised to be best friends with somebody forever. I might have promised my mum that I would do the washing up after dinner. What promises have you made? Have you ever broken a promise? I have. I broke my promise to my mum saying that I was going to wash the dishes after dinner because I didn't do it and I promised her I would. And she was very upset that I'd broken my promise. She was very upset. Do you think Tadpole is going to be able to keep his promise to never change? I wonder. If you think that Tadpole is going to change and he won't be able to keep his promise, I want you to write it down. If you think that Tadpole will be able to keep his promise, I want you to write that down. Write what you think is going to happen. Okay, I've done lots of talking at you now, talking about the story. I think we all agree that Tadpole isn't going to be able to keep his promise. Otherwise, that wouldn't make a very good story, would it? If we're not going to be able to, if Tadpole keeps his promise, there wouldn't be anything to talk about. But if he doesn't keep his promise, it's going to make something very interesting. And we think that Tadpole isn't going to be able to keep his promise because he is going to change. He's going to grow. So I've got some pictures of some different things here, and they are all going to change as well. We need to match them up. So can you help me match them up? What do you think a caterpillar will change into when it grows up? Will it change into a boy? Will it change into a frog? Will it change into a butterfly or a plant? What do you think? Maybe ask somebody nearby if you're not sure. So when a caterpillar grows up, it changes into a butterfly. Well done if you knew that. What about a seed? What is a seed going to change into as it grows up? A boy, a frog, or a plant? What do you think? A plant, fantastic. What about the baby? What will the baby change into? A boy or a frog? Well, hopefully he's going to turn into a boy. If he turned into a frog, that would be very strange. And lastly, we've got our tadpole, and our tadpole turns into a frog. Well done if you got all of those right. But what changes about these things as they grow? What changes? Have a little think. Look at the first picture and look at the next picture of what it changes into. What has happened to it? What is different? So our caterpillar becomes a butterfly. What does a butterfly have that a caterpillar doesn't have? It's got wings. Fantastic if you spotted that. So caterpillars don't have wings, but when they turn into butterflies, when they change, when they grow, they get wings. What happens to a seed when it grows up? As a seed starts to grow, what does it get? Fantastic, it gets leaves, it gets a stem, it gets roots. What about the frog? What happens to the tadpole when it turns into the frog? There's our little tadpole with his little tail. What does he get when he becomes a frog? Fabulous. A frog has got legs, hasn't it? But a tadpole hasn't got any legs. And what does a baby not have that a boy has? Or a little girl, it doesn't matter if it's a boy or a girl. It's something that we get. What is he pointing at? That's your clue. What do they get? How did the baby change? Fantastic. Babies aren't born with any teeth. They get bigger and they get teeth. But they also get much bigger. But the only thing that they don't have when they're a baby that they do have when they get older are their teeth. Well done if you spotted all of those. So now that we know what happens to a tadpole when it grows up, and we know what happens to a caterpillar when it grows up, what do you think now? Have you changed your mind? Did you think before that the tadpole wasn't going to change? But now you're thinking, oh, actually, I know that tadpoles become frogs, so they must change. But what about a caterpillar? So tadpole's promised he won't change, but what about the caterpillar? Do caterpillars change? Fantastic, they do. They turn into butterflies, so they're both going to change. The tadpole will become a frog, the caterpillar will become a butterfly. So will Tadpole be able to keep his promise? And why do you think that? I want you to write down on your piece of paper what you think. You're going to say, I think Tadpole will or will not keep his promise because, write it down now. So I think that Tadpole won't keep his promise because he is going to turn into a frog. He's going to get legs and turn into a frog. Oh no, I don't think Caterpillar is going to be very happy with him. So for your activity today, we're going to talk about what things turn into. This is the 1-star challenge. You will find this on the school website. A caterpillar becomes a what? Use the communicating print to help you decide what a caterpillar turns into. Does it become a frog, a child, a butterfly, or a plant? It becomes a butterfly, so I would cut this out and stick it here. If you can't cut it out because you can't print them out, that's okay, because you can just write butterfly in that box. I'm not going to finish writing it because it's going to take me a very long time, but you could write butterfly in that box. A caterpillar becomes a butterfly. It grows what? We've done that now. It grows what? Does it grow leaves, legs, wings, or teeth? What does it grow? Fantastic, it grows wings, so that's the one that I would stick there or write it there. And then when I've done that, you can either cut out the pictures and stick them. So a caterpillar, I'm going to find the one that's a caterpillar and put it there, becomes a butterfly. I'm going to put that there. A caterpillar becomes a butterfly, it grows wings, and I've stuck my pictures on. You don't have to stick the pictures on, you can draw them if you'd like to. So you can draw the caterpillar or draw the butterfly. Okay? That's the 1-star challenge, and that is on the website. You do not have to send this in for your work because we are now only saying that you have to do one literacy thing and send it into the class email address. But if you do want to send it, then that's fine as well. The 2-star challenge is very, very similar. So you're going to pick 2 things. So I'm going to pick a baby first this time. And what does a baby turn into? A child. So when a baby changes, it becomes a child, and I'm going to write those in those gaps, and I shouldn't spell them wrong because I've got my communicating print word bank to help me. Both of these things are on the school website. What does a baby grow when it becomes a child? Fantastic, it grows teeth, so you can write it grows teeth. You might also want to say it grows teeth and gets bigger, but that's entirely up to you. So that is the 2-star challenge. And again, you do not have to stick these pictures on, you can just draw them in the boxes instead. And finally, the 3-star challenge. Same again, you can put the pictures in the boxes or you can draw in them instead. And you've got a sentence starter to help you. When a changes, it becomes a It grows what? And I want you to write those underneath your pictures. And you've got that for every single thing. So you're going to do it for each one. What does each one become? And that's the 3-star challenge. And again, that is on the website if you want to have a look at the sheets or print them off. And I'm just going to repeat that you do not have to send this work to the class email. We still want you to do it, but we appreciate that it's hard for lots of people to send in all the work all the time. So we're now only sending in one piece of work for literacy in the whole week. And that is not this piece of work. I'm going to choose a different piece of work and I will tell you in the video what that work is that I want you to definitely send to me and Miss Hanif and Miss Hamami and Mr. Scott. Okay, so that's what I want you to do today, but you do not have to send it to the class email. I hope that all makes sense. Remember, you can rewind at any time and listen to the video again to help you with whatever you need to do. Bye everybody, see you tomorrow.